Ready for a new episode of Pimp My Type Review? Of course you are. Marc sent me his new design for a podcast website and wanted to know my thoughts on his font selection. He asked me yay or nay. Let's take a look at it and find out in this episode of Pimp My Type. Hello and welcome typography enthusiasts. My name is Oliver Schöndorfer, user interface designer and typographer. With this YouTube channel I want to help you leverage the full potential of your website or app or digital product with the power of typography. So I'm going to start the review now because I think we all learn best with practical examples. Marc sent in his design or redesign for the Neu-gierig podcast. As you already might know from the previous videos or from the process I suggest in picking a typeface, I ask a question, who is the key audience? And he says it's web designers and designers. And their top three values, there are creativity, open mindset and curiosity. He wants to attract those kind of peoples. And what atmosphere should be created by the website? He says a friendly, welcoming page for my podcast audience. So these are the basics, and let's see if we can meet these things here. So let's share the screen here. This is his first draft. So what font choice did Marc take? The overall layout is more contrasting, it's got vibrant colors there. But about the typefaces he's using Bree for the headlines, and he's using Pulpo for the slab-serif for the copy text here, for the body text. So is this a good choice or combination? Let's take a look at it in detail. So let's start with Bree here. Bree is a pretty popular font. I think it's from, when was it, 2008 something. It's not that new, but it's very popular. It's like an upright italic. Italic means that it's got a very handwritten touch. You can see it with these loops at the G and the Y. This is very characteristic for this typeface. It's got like a calligraphic feeling, and it's very approachable, nice, rounded. I think it fits his audience and his topic. But it's very much been used in the recent years. Maybe we could just slightly adapt it and make it more interesting. So these are my thoughts on Bree. For Pulpo, the combination doesn't work that well. Pulpo is a slab-serif. Let's take a look at the website here. It's more a Clarendon-ish kind of typeface, as you can see. A classic, and it's good for text typefaces, but compared to Bree, which is very narrow, Pulpo is wider and it has a lower X height. Bree is higher than from Pulpo, compared to Pulpo. And when it comes to the uppercase letters, they're almost the same. So this makes these two typefaces hard to combine. As you can see here, let's take a look here. I'm going to remove all this clutter. This is very narrow and high or tall, and the other one is So I wouldn't take it. So my suggestion would be picking a typeface that's more like the other. And there are some typefaces by Type Together, Breeze from Type Together, and there's, for example, Adele. Adele is pretty similar just with serifs. You can see, okay, this is the condensed version, but I think it fits better. Let's prove this, or let's try this out. So if I'm looking here at typing in Adele, okay, it's getting narrower, as you see. And they more or less are more similar. And for these two also Adele. Alright. And what I love about Adele are these old style figures that so nicely combine and just hug the text there. It's just a glory to look at them. And about the Bree thing, so now we have a narrow tall typeface combined with a narrow tall typeface. This works better. And now about the Bree thing. In Bree you can see these loops, they are very often seen, but there are also in the open type features some stylistic alternates. So you could pick alternative characters, and if I activate this, you get a two-story G, for example, and it's not that it still keeps this warm feeling, this roundedness that fits to the overall design, but it's not that common or often seen. So I'm switching on and off, so you see the difference here. Where are the alternates? So here, off, on. Also the E changes a bit, the A, so it gets a bit more factual, but it's not cold, definitely not cold. So, and now when it comes to the menu, I'd put it a bit lower, maybe align it with the bottom of the logo, and I think it's too big. We could go for a smaller size here. Again, align it to the bottom of the menu. Alright, and then when you set something in capital letters, or maybe 20, it's always beneficial if you increase the tracking. So it's not that tight, and especially with the extra bold, I think bold would be sufficient. It's just too much contrast for that size. For the headings, extra bold is okay, but for the navigation, I think it's not. So, and adding here some slight tracking, making it a bit more loose, nicer to read. So what I also would do here, I would make this a bit more dense. Just combine it a bit more. Too far apart. To be a unit, to be something that belongs together actually. Tidy up, and yeah, much better. Alright, okay. Let's take a look at the before and after now, and this was the one he sent in, and this is the redesign. Take a look for yourself. I think this performs better. I'm curious what Marc is going to do and what he's going to decide. Will he pick Adele or will he pick another typeface? If you learned something today, I'm very glad. And if there's anything you want to say or share in the comments, just leave it below. Don't forget to subscribe to the Pimp My Type newsletter. And don't forget to hit the red button that says Indelibly Spaced, all caps letters, subscribe. See you next time. Nothing's making me happier than that. So in this first episode, we're going to cover the type selection of what first episode? So in this episode, we're going to cover